Hello and welcome to another version of this tutorial where I'm going to explain to you about control and management of community land. Please, before we proceed, don't forget to smash on the subscription button, and if you like this video, if you enjoy this video, like and comment what are the ways we can make so many changes. So the first one is control and management of community land is trying to explain to us what are the ways by which people in the community can get access to their land. What is even community land? What are the rights of individual under community land? How does traditional African man views land to be? So let's look at it, and please be attentive because this area is very important as it may be a composite question. This and family land may be a composite question, so please pay attention. Control and management of community land. The definitions, these are all explanation of features of community land. Land from an African viewpoint is more than mere the hard surface of earth. It's more than that. It is also more than the material asset. It's more than that. Land is a sacred living entity. It's a living entity. It connects the past, the present, and future generation. The past, the present, and future generation. In a traditional belief, land is conceived as belonging to vast family of which many are dead. Few are living and countless members yet unborn. That is what the traditional community view lands to be. Countless member of many who are dead. Few are living and countless member yet unborn. Look at it. Then it is also considered as a deity, raved as a mother figure who provides sustenance and blessing. It considered as a deity or a mother figure who is providing sustenance, like development, sustainable development for the people. It contains the bone of ancestors, and the living have a responsibility to preserve it for generation unborn. Land contains the bone of ancestors because they suffered, they fought, sometimes even blood of ancestors. It harbor ancestral burial site, groves and shrines, and must not be destroyed. Some lands, in some cultures, it has the graves of their ancestors, the burial site of their ancestors, and shrines where they worship, so they should not destroy it. It is a symbol of identity of the people, a connection of the ancestral home and lineage. Some land are the symbol of that particular culture and tradition, so you should not dare sell the land. It is a measure of prosperity. When you give land, it shows prosperity and respect. All communal members are to have access to land and resources needed for survival. Yes. So how can communal land be created? We have seen the features of what communal land is. How can communal land be created? The creation of communal land can either be through first settlement or conquest. Most communities trace their origin either to a particular family or individual who migrated from a particular place, traveled over long distance to settle in the present site where the community is now based, or through conquest. This is by displacing the previous settler on the land and taking over land as the owner thereof. So that is how it is. It can be either by first settler or conquest. First settler is tracing you down to the first person who has sighted in the land, or people who have traveled from far and they came to settle in that virgin land, or by you going to meet the people that are in the land and then you displace them and you take over the land. Then upon settlement, the land is regarded as belonging to the community as a whole, not you, but the community in general, not property of individual. The Privy Council has affirmed that in the case of Amadou Tijani versus Secretary Southern Nigeria, saying that community land is land belonging to the community under customary law. So now, therefore, you have understood this. So, what is the power of the chief under community law? This is very important. In managing the communal land, the chief or the head of the community is traditionally and under customary law the only legitimate person and authority having the power to manage and control the community land. So one of the power of the chief is the management and control of that community land is vested on him. He is not the trustee and even not the owner of the land. He is just the one holding the land in trust for the people. Who is a trustee? For example, if my father is dead and I have my uncle is holding the land for me. My uncle is the trustee. He might use the land for some purposes, and also me, I am the owner of the land. Do you understand? Sorry, me, I'm the trustee. Abi? Yeah, my uncle is trustee. Like he's owing the land for me. He is owing the land in trust for me. But here in community land, you are not owing the land in trust for the people. You are managing the land for the community. You are a member of the community. So it includes you in the land. Do you understand? So that's why you are neither the trustee nor the owner of the land. Okay? He is not. He may, however, be called trustee in the communal land in a loss of words because he is controlling and managing it. Yeah, you can even call him maybe sometimes a trustee because you control and manage it. That's what she said. You can therefore, you can also be, you cannot be the owner of the land and you cannot treat the land as belonging to you. Those are the feature of management. So then the next thing as the power of the chief, the power to grant ownership occupation rights of communal land to a member or non-member. Any grant of communal land without his consent is void. So the chief of that community has the right to give, to allot, to grant land to a member or non-member of the community. If another member of that community did it without his consent, it is void. Not voidable, it's void from the beginning. Do you understand? Then the next one is he is the proper person to receive any income of behalf of the community, rent, tribute, compensation, or composite acquisition, etc. That's one of the power of the king. He is the proper person to take necessary action for the protection of the communal land against unlawful interference. So he takes action to make sure he protects the communal land. Then the power of the chief cannot be withdrawn or restricted by communal member. You as a member, you cannot withdraw or restrict it because his power is given to him by culture, not by you. You understand? Creation of customary law and community without his consent and while resigned, blah, etc. Remain the chief. However, the chief is expected to consult the. He also has the power, the right to make sure he consulted all the senior members of that community in any decision making of that particular land. So we have seen six features of six powers of the chief. 1. Power to manage and control the land. 2. Power to grant ownership, occupation, and give the land to a person. 3. Power to receive income, tributes in the land. 4. He has the power to take necessary action. 5. He cannot be withdrawn. His power cannot be withdrawn by either of these. 6. Then he has the power to expect however, the chief he has the power to consult members of the community in terms of decision making. Then, what are individual rights in community land? Individual has some certain rights that they must exercise in community land. What are the rights? Rights to allotments. Allotment means allocation of the land. So, as an individual, you have the right that the land, that community land, must be allotted to you for your own consumption. Do you understand? And when that land is allotted to you, it does not mean it's your own, no, but it has been sidelined from the community land. But it is not your own, it's for your family. Do you understand? Every member of the community has the right to share with other in the use of communal land. The chief must ensure that every deserving member of the community is allotted a parcel of the land for farming, to build and to build house thereon. So what are the features of allotments? The right does not depend on the pleasure of the chief or discretion. He is under the duty to allot land to every member. So don't say that this one is a respected member or deserving member. No, not deserving. He is a good member of the community, so he will be given the portion. This one is a bad, he will not. No, he must, and it cannot be withdrawn unless you did something that is contrary to the policy of the community. Then the member is entitled to enforce his right in court if the chief did not do that. Do you understand? If the court discover any member is being cheated, the court may take out sales, may order outright sale of the land or a petition of the land. Do you understand? May order that the land should be sold to him or it should be petitioned to him. Once the communal land has been allotted, a member of the community then he exercised all occupation rights thereon. The chief can no longer allot the land, like he can no longer. The right of being permanent are actually ownership. He is just like the ownership, and the land can be inherited by his children. Do you understand? So these are many features of you as the owner. It also says that you are just like a tenant, but you just occupy the space and you don't pay rent. Look at it. The member of the community, the member of the community's interest is no, no, no. Yeah, it's just like of tenant, except that he does not pay any rent and cannot be evicted in any reason except for an act. So it's just like a tenant in the community land. You cannot sell it, but they can inherit. So it's just like a tenant, but the difference is that you cannot be evicted unless you committed an act, or you don't pay money, or and you don't have expiring date for your tenancy. So that's how it is. Then right to share in surplus is usually trying to tell you that you have the right to be given the income that has been increasing in the family land, in the communal land. You understand? Income or profit may occur to communal land in form of rent or customary tenants, sale or customary land compensation from government, etc. So in effect, the income is paid to the chief, who must give account of the money to the community. So you as the chief, you must share the money to the people who are in the community. The chief is entitled to deduct all the charges. So he should deduct his charges of what has happened. The chief is the appropriate person must appropriate the money to some people, like the people who are deserved in the community, the right to participate in management of community. As the owner of the member of the community, you have the right to participate in decision making of the community. If maybe, for example, there is land they want to alienate for anything, you have the right to be consented, right to act where the chief refuses to act. For example, if he refuses to act, maybe someone is trying to take over the community land and the chief did not act appropriately, then you have the right to act. Then, position of a stranger. A stranger do not have a position under community land. You are a stranger, you are a stranger. But if the head decided that he wants to give you portion of the land for some consumption, he can do that with the consent of other members of the community. So this is all about community land. Please don't forget to smash on the subscription button for no reason, and comment on how did you see the tutorials. Thank you.